Hi everyone, welcome to my honest reviews. Today I want to talk about Die Hard. I thought seeing as Christmas is just around the corner, it would be a good idea to bring this movie up. It is starring Bruce Willis and it is about a man who is a rough and tough New York cop, and he flies all the way out to see his wife, who is now living in LA and has a fancy job working for the, what's the name of the Nakatomi Corporation. She has an office on the corner, and they're in it's beautiful high-rise, lavish high-rise. They're having a Christmas party because it's Christmas, and the company wants to say thank you to their employees of what a wonderful job they've done for the year. And it has all the trimmings that a late 80s, early 90s Christmas party would be, with champagne flowing and food, music. It has the venue is the top of the building, of the new corporation building. It has a waterfall and or water feature, I suppose, not a waterfall. Water feature, trees, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I must admit, it took me back to when I first watched it. I must have watched it, the last time I watched it was about 15 years ago, and I thought it was time to watch it again because it's long enough for me to forget little details, so I knew that I wouldn't get bored or like, oh, I've seen this before. So it was long enough to have like fresh eyes, and I wanted my son to try it out too and see what his opinion was, which we'll get into later. And as I was watching it, I must admit, it took me a little bit by surprise because I became very nostalgic to the way my brain worked when I first watched it in the beginning of the 90s. So I would have been just leaving school and starting life as a career, life as a working woman. And I remember feeling that this woman has made it, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and make it and become someone like her with my corner office in a high rise. And I did aspire to be someone like her with her really nice job, nice, probably six-figure some paycheck, and doing really well and being appreciated for what she did. And anyway, we won't talk about how my life went since then. But anyway, I think that it was part of the new culture too, where women were being more into working. And it was kind of like that was part of the story, in that John McClane was definitely old school cop. He probably married his wife. She left her job, had the children, didn't realize that she probably hankered to work again. And so it probably caused friction in their marriage, and she just took this job out in LA. And he was trying to get back and see his kids and maybe rekindle a little bit of that love again. I know for sure both of them still loved each other, but they were going in different directions. Anyway, and that was the thing, that was the culture at that time. So there was a lot of transitioning going on where women wanted to work more, and that was what they were encouraged to do. Anyway, back to the movie. Sorry, doing all this culture stuff. Sorry. Anyway, movie. So, John McClane turns up. He's greeted by Argyle, who's the most wondrous, funny limo driver. He's never done limo driving before, and it's a good job that he got to John McClane for his first job, because I'm pretty sure he'd be fired by now, which was fun. He turns up, takes him to the building. They say to each other, "Do you think?" He says, "Should I stay?" And John McClane's like, "Well, maybe you better. Whatever. See how things go." So he's in the basement. John McClane goes to see his wife. Meantime, the baddies have come in. They're after the vault, inside the vault is $640 million worth of bonds. They are very well equipped and they have lots of money behind them and they know what they're doing. So it's not an easy job for them in their head, but you know what I mean. They've prepared well. They think it's going to just be a dawdle to get in there and get out, get their money and be done, right? They didn't know that John McClane was going to be there. Anyway, John McClane turns up, realizes that the place is being held hostage. So it becomes a cat and mouse story where Alan Rickman is after John McClane, and John McClane is finding every way to get around getting the hostages freed and getting the bad guys captured and living, because I guess really and truly he just wants to survive so that he can spend some time with his kids, right? He's on holiday. Anyway, long story short, because I don't want to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it, because I do think you should see it. Long story short, I'm not going to tell you the ending, but they do play a long cat and mouse game, and Mr. McClane does extract some of the bad guys and does win the day. I can tell you that much, right? I enjoyed so much watching the opulence and the just the whole feel of the movies is late 80s, early 90s. Like the whole thing, the opulence and the money and the power hungry people and all that kind of thing. And the building is half done. So half of the building has lots of furniture and beautiful furniture, like from Japan. And it's got this beautiful table that they, like this zigzaggy table that they use for meetings. It's like just amazing. I just love all that stuff. And I miss that kind of thing. I must admit, I miss having things like beautiful things like that doesn't seem to happen now. Like no one's got any money, no one can spend any money, and everyone's into minimalistic and beige. Everyone wants beige. We're in a beige life. And I loved all the lavish stuff to look at, and it was so much fun. It's so appealing to the eye. Even if you weren't enjoying the story, it's so appealing to the eye watching. I know I'm going on a bit. There was parts of it, the building that wasn't made, and there was like this juxtaposition between the unmade part of the building and the made part of the building and that kind of thing. Anyway, it had all the 80s tropes that you need. You had your street cop versus your office boss cop that were fighting on the street trying to help the McClane, get rid of these bad guys. Then you've got your lovable rogue, the Argyle, and you've got your English baddie. You've got everything that you need for a really cool story and a really cool action-packed movie, like action movie. And it's for everyone. So what did my son think of it? Well, he does not stay with a movie longer than he has to. So if there's a movie that he's not enjoying, he'll leave. Like he's watched some movies he's lasted 10 minutes and then he's gone. And so this movie, he made it right to the end. And so he loved it. And so it does appeal to the young people. There we go. My opinion of it, do I think it made it? Does it stand the test of time? Oh, for sure. It totally stood the test of time. And in fact, it's at a stage now where it's a classic and I want to watch it because I want to go back in time and I want to enjoy that time and I want to be immersed in a movie where it's not shaky vision and there's no sort of action, there's no CGI. It's all done by, well, there might be CGI. I may be wrong with that, but it's probably the primitive type of CGI where they use mirrors and they use they blow up with their special effects or proper things that are getting blown up. Not all this shaky CGI crap. I'm sorry, I'm going on a rant now, but I can't stand watching movies that are so obviously fake. Like, Hollywood, please start making models again. Please. Stop doing the shaky thing so that you can't watch it and you get aneurysms and your eyes start going wonky and stuff like that. It is absolutely great movie. I really enjoyed watching Bruce Willis in his heyday, in his prime. He was such a great, outstanding actor, and we really miss him on TV. He was amazing. And I just absolutely loved his stuff. But now I have a cat. Hello, Oscar. Anyway, my score, I've decided to start scoring things differently. So now I'm doing an overall score, and I'm doing a spice score, and I'm doing a sweary score, so that you know if it's something you want to watch with the family or something that you would rather watch on your own as an adult. If you're an adult, if you're a child, then you can't watch it. You know what I mean? Whatever. Anyway, so overall score, 8 out of 10. Because nothing's 10 out of 10. It's got to be, I don't think I'll ever score anything 10 out of 10, but we'll see. Overall, the movie's amazing. It's visually great. It's a good story. It's a very good yarn, as it were. It keeps you focused the whole way through. You don't get bored ever. It takes you on an amazing adventure. You can shut yourself off from the real world, which is what we want to do when we go to the movies. We just want to shut ourselves off from the world. That's the whole point of going to the movies. And it's got good acting, good script, great script. And it is a formula that they used at the time that just works. Like, don't fix it if it ain't broken, right? Spice. So, 4 out of 10. There's a little bit of spice in it. Not a lot, but there's a boob. There's some kissing. So watch out for the boob. I didn't see it the first 50 times that I watched the movie, but yeah, I saw it this time because my son pointed it out. Sorry. And swearing. Well, I give it a 7 out of 10 because we all know the quote, yippee-ki-yay. You know the end. Anyway, thank you for watching. I think it's an excellent movie. I think everyone should try and watch it and just see. I mean, if you don't like it, you don't like it. But I think if you haven't seen it, it's worth looking at. Unfortunately, I'm not the only person that thinks it's a great movie because I cannot find it anywhere for you guys to watch for free. But there is in the link below, not the link, in the comments below. There is where you can go and see it and some more information about the movie. If you like my videos, please subscribe and I will make more. I'd love for this to be something I do every day, but I gotta make money too because I need a job. But anyway, if you like me, please subscribe and please tell me what movies you'd like to see. And we'll just say goodbye to Dougie. Hey, yes, my big cat. Thanks for watching. I'll see you around. Bye.